If you damage your weapon, you will spend a week in the box. If you damage your armor, you will spend a week in the box. If you lose either, I'll kill you myself. And one final thing, ladies. Welcome to the Brotherhood of Steel.
The Brotherhood of Steel is one of the most well-established factions in the Fallout universe. The technology-driven military society has had a huge impact on the events of the franchise, but today we ask, are they a force for good or evil?
Listen very closely and do as I say. Your life depends on it. Hand over everything you're carrying. Weapons, ammo, clothes, armor, everything. I want you stripped down to your underwear.
The Brotherhood of Steel is an insular military community that stems from the remnants of the former US Armed Forces. Their founding begins with the Mariposa Rebellion, in which a number of West Tech soldiers defected after finding out scientists were carrying out government-sanctioned experiments on military prisoners. The experiments caused a rift between the scientists and the military personnel, as the experiments in question were inhumane projects related to the development of the Forced Evolutionary Virus, more commonly known as the FEV. After some infighting, Captain Roger MAXSON made the call to formally desert from the US military, mere days before the bombs started dropping at the start of the Great War. MAXSON eventually became the first High Elder of the Brotherhood of Steel.
Our main goal is to survive. The scribes copy old plans for weapons or design new ones, and the knights make guns from them.
As the Brotherhood grew, it developed its own strict hierarchy and ranking system, separate from the military it originated from, but still very similar. Chain of command is extremely important in the Brotherhood, as the chain that binds doctrine maintains obedience directly to one's direct superior, never skipping ranks. Over time, the Brotherhood developed a set of doctrines and a caste system that turned them into an almost religious society that worships technology rather than a deity. As their origins are with West Tech, the original manufacturers of power armor, they are most often associated with said power armor, and tend to be the most proficient in using it. That feeds into the core focus of the modern Brotherhood, which is to collect, curate, and regulate technology. Some believe that this goal, combined with their resistance to communicating with outsiders or letting Wastelanders join the Order, indicates that their goal is simply to gain power by hoarding technology for themselves. As their very founding stems from a rebellion over a misuse of technology, the Brotherhood justifies their actions by claiming that their efforts to control technology are the best way to keep it from falling into the wrong hands, and preventing another Great War from taking place.
German chain will fail. China will fall.
The Brotherhood's insistence on controlling the flow of technology in the wastes put them on a collision course with the rapidly expanding New California Republic. Not only was the NCR's expansion beginning to encroach on Brotherhood territory, but the NCR's philosophy on technology directly butted heads with the Brotherhood. The Brotherhood attempted to position itself as a sort of regulatory body within the NCR, as a reaction to NCR expansion. In other words, they were okay with the NCR reaching into their territory, but in turn would act as a technology police within the Republic. This would give the Brotherhood the power to limit and control access to energy weapons and other high-end military technologies. The NCR turned down this proposal flat, believing instead in the proliferation of all technology for the greater good. This led to an all-out war between the factions that led to a Brotherhood retreat.
Wave upon wave of NCR troopers hit us from all directions. We held out for a time, but we were grossly outnumbered, and they had more men than we had ammo. Eventually our positions collapsed.
In all, the Brotherhood lost 6 bunkers and a lot of territory. 4 of those bunkers, the Brotherhood purposely self-destructed, believing the technology within was better off destroyed than in the hands of the NCR.
Veronica put her moral sensibilities aside and supported the Brotherhood's new campaign of aggression as best she could. Yet, deep down, she understood that it meant their end would surely be soon to follow.
The Brotherhood of Steel you see in Fallout 3 is in fact a rogue unit.
Look, I don't know who you are, but you don't belong here. The super mutants have overrun our brothers at the Galaxy News radio building, and we're headed there to back them up. You can tag along if you want, but keep your head down and try not to do anything stupid.
This offshoot of the Brotherhood was an early partner on Project Purity, which explicitly involved development of new technologies for public use, a direct violation of the Brotherhood's doctrine. Owen Leon, who led an eastward expedition towards Washington DC, also became obsessed with the super mutant threat in the capital, and ignored his mission's objectives in favour of an aggressive campaign against the super mutant threat.
Our orders were, and are, to acquire any and all advanced technology, and we have, to the best of our abilities. But when I realized the extent of the super mutant threat, I felt it was my responsibility to aid the people in their struggle against them. Unfortunately, my superiors back west disagree with my assessment of the situation. They feel I've grown too attached to the local populace.
Driven by the belief that the super mutants were the primary threat to humanity, Leon launched an ultimately disastrous offensive against the super mutants. The Brotherhood holds to a doctrine of protecting the community from human-created abominations, like super mutants, feral ghouls, rogue robots, and synths.
If we don't try to keep the mutants from killing everyone and everything in the capital wasteland, who will?
But this is the second obligation of a Brotherhood member, with the first being the collection and preservation of technology. This policy of interventionism detracted from the Brotherhood's technological efforts, and it led to the Eastern Division of the Brotherhood to be branded as rogue and cut off from supplies, reinforcements and communication within the main Western force. As a rogue unit, Leon's Brotherhood doubled down on increasing their military capacity. With diminishing troop numbers and a resistance to recruiting outsiders, the answer to improving their military power was research and development on Liberty Prime.
Embrace democracy, or you will be eradicated.
Liberty Prime became the centerpiece of power for Leon's unit, and was effectively the only major weapon the Brotherhood had against the larger and better equipped Enclave. With it being crippled by an Enclave orbital strike during the battle for Project Purity, Leon's Brotherhood was effectively finished.
System failure. Initiate.
With the death of both Owen Leon and later his daughter Sarah, as well as the damage sustained to Liberty Prime, the eastern offshoot of the Brotherhood of Steel floundered.
I die so that democracy may live.
I'm with the Brotherhood.
The Brotherhood? No, it can't be. They aren't here. They're too far away. They left me all alone. What do you want? How did you find me?
Eventually, the Brotherhood reformed and gained strength under Arthur MAXSON, the latest descendant of the Brotherhood's founder.
I am descended from the great Roger MAXSON, founder of our order. I am the last of his line. They say my soul was forged from eternal steel.
This campaign will be costly, and many lives will be lost. But in the end, we will be saving humankind from its worst enemy. Itself. Ad Victoriam!
Ad Victoriam! Ad Victoriam!
Under Arthur MAXSON, the Brotherhood refocused its efforts on recovering technology, getting a major boon from recovered materials at the destroyed Enclave base in the capital wasteland.
Do not interfere. Our intentions are peaceful.
By the time of the events of Fallout 4, MAXSON had rebuilt the Brotherhood.
We are the Brotherhood of Steel.
And spread their influence and power through the use of the Pridwim, an armoured airship that served as a mobile command centre and rapid deployment point for troops. The Brotherhood in Fallout 4 has directed its resources to a bitter conflict with the Institute. They have also adopted a radicalised stance on mutants, with standing orders to kill on sight. But while that is the case on paper, in practice the Brotherhood tends not to pick fights unless the target is proven to be hostile. In addition, the Brotherhood has an explicit ban on killing innocents, though they do cause their fair share of collateral damage when necessary. Arthur MAXSON's Brotherhood seems to balance the two main responsibilities of the Brotherhood, continuing to research and preserve pre-war technology while also continuing aggressive military action against non-humans. Intelligence gathering and constant patrols mark the main pillars of the Brotherhood's action in the Commonwealth, as they are focused on finding and destroying the Institute.
You restore order and decency to the Commonwealth. It's time, Paladin. The Institute and their synth abominations must be eradicated.
I
I can feel it wash over me. The heat, the force, the radiation, the fear. It's the end of the world, all over again.
Naturally, we're talking about Fallout here. There is rarely such a thing as a clear black and white distinction on morality. It's really just a matter of who you agree with. So now it's your turn to debate. Now that you understand the basics of the Brotherhood's history and action within the Wastes, are they the good guys or bad? Did you find yourself siding with them or against? Sound off in the comments below. Enjoy the debate and of course, enjoy the game.
They fought with honor against overwhelming odds. They lived and died together as brothers. That is what it means to be a member of the Brotherhood of Steel.